Alright, returning once again, and by returning I mean I literally just stopped the previous video like 2 minutes ago. Returning to more of the Lost Vikings. We are in my favorite area, the factory. So I just picked up a smart bomb and also a regular bomb. And it is totally possible to get Eric past that. So we're gonna do that. I don't think it's possible to get him up there. Let's find out. And is there anything up there? There is not. Goodbye. Oh, I'm still gonna make it in. So there's that. So I should have used the regular bomb on him and the smart bomb on this guy, but I guess it didn't matter in the end. Worked out for the best. Alright, so there's that all well and good. I'm pretty sure there is more of those buzzer bots down in here, and yeah, they can murder you in a half-second, give or take. So I'm actually gonna wait for Baliog this time. Yeah, this area has all of the mechanical traps, and also some friggin' kick-ass music. It also has a lot of, puzzle traps set up so that, you have to go through things in a very specific way, and, take the right Vikings to the right areas, otherwise, you know, you'll end up with Balrog in an area he can't jump out of, or you'll end up with Eric in an area that, Olaf needs to be in, and things of that nature. So yeah. So very, very little use for Olaf in this stage. We're gonna get the other two to the exit, if I recall, and then have to go back for Olaf. But yeah, this absolutely has some of my favorite stage designs in the entire game. Just, the layouts, the, combinations of Vikings you have to use. It's all fan-friggin-tastic. Also, goodbye. That is what the smart bombs are for. Because if you send Baliog down there, he's not getting out. There is nothing you can do to get him out. So already in the first area of the factory, we already have a thing like that. Aw. Hoping to, No, we got this. And of course, it doesn't go through the entire song, but that is to be expected by now. Oh, it's a good thing I did not save stages there. I almost did. I'll get that eventually. And why not? Not that it matters, because these are instant death, but... And Olaf, hey, where'd everybody go? You're just gonna leave me here at the entrance, huh? Don't worry, Olaf. You'll get yours in the next couple stages. As I said, there are some great stage designs up ahead that utilize all three Vikings to their fullest. The glorious puns. And hey, this thing, which is apparently a bitch to use, but they only made it half annoying. There. Oh, that is going to be terrible once we are having to use that for this thing right up here. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of brutal. We have to pick up Olaf, with the magnet. To turn the magnet off, switch to Olaf, hit the button, switch back to Eric, and turn the magnet on. Obviously, this works out a million times easier if you're doing this multiplayer, so the second player can just be Olaf, and the first player can just be Eric, without any switching having to happen. So, yeah. And again, this would be loads easier if I weren't a goddamn moron. You just stay on Olaf and turn off, not really turn off, but lower the shield. And hit that on the way up. Also, let's actually play out the animation. This is still difficult, mind you, but... there. Yeah, even on the Super NES, where you have different buttons for, you know, the different abilities, that's still quite tough. And yes, I have pulled it off the very derpy way on the Super NES. Is there something here that... yeah, don't care about that. Is there something over here that we care about? That'll be nice. We'll be seeing a lot of these springs in the following stages. Excessively large amounts of them once we get to Wacky Land, but quite a lot of them here in the factory. And Baliog up to the top here. That was interesting. Pretty sure I was completely off of it there, but that's totally fine. And send Olaf up there, both because he's the only one that can be sent up there, and because he needs to be the one because of that. Oh. Didn't need to do that, but that's fine. And while that was mostly true at the time, there are now plenty of people in video games that wonder about that stuff. Okay, let's take the top one first, because, you know, we basically ignored Olaf for that first stage, so let's give him something to do. Let's not do that yet. Let us send everybody down. Anybody can get in over here. This is one of the type of stages where everybody gets utilized. Wow, that was about as close as you can get. Always want to send that down, basically. So let's send over first. So you can totally get into a situation where if your last Viking is going in there and this ends up here, then you are totally screwed and have to start the level over again. So, here's the thing. These guys are so tough and armored that they are actually completely immune to everything except Fire Arrow and Eric's head bash. So yeah, that is totally a thing that you have to do until you get the fire arrow. There. It's a bit tougher than it should have been, but we're good. Ah. I was trying to avoid exactly that, but, you know, no matter. So I think we need Eric in order to... Oh, no, we don't. Okay. Now let's sort of zip on back. And pass over the tools to Olaf. Everybody up here. Might need Eric, let's see. Let's just go ahead and that thing out, take these out. Again, very nifty mechanical traps. Oh, 3 of them. I always forget the 3rd one. Just a couple burners. And a gas line. Whoa, now. Okay, now we can send Olaf over. Properly this time, now that we have the tools. Go ahead and fix our fancy machine. Spits out a steel plate. Yeah, we can go ahead and use the wire. And the blue goo. And the steel plate. Somehow the 3 of these together function as a single machine to make a battery, which we just pop open the exit with. Yeah, kind of a weak one there. Okay. This one is the first one that teaches you this little trick. Follow the arrow along and bink! Hits the button. That is a necessary thing there. So Baliog is going to go over to the left there, I think. Olaf. No, Olaf is going to go to the left there. Eric is going to go to the right here. I was going to say let's double check and make sure we've gotten all the things on the left with Eric, but now it is too late. Where's my other... Oh, okay. Do have a good backup save state at the very least. Little bit of a tricky thing here with these jumps. If you fall, you are very likely to take all the damage, but let's see. Okay, that is still just 1 damage, regardless of how far you fall, so that's not too very bad. Go ahead and grab our red key. Got lucky there. Alright. Okay, so Eric is all ready. Yeah, let's get him out of there. Right. Is that thing not there? Let's be down here. There we go. Okay, and we can just go ahead and do that. Down will be instant lasery death, but haven't seen it for Baliog yet. Again, no real matter. And while he is heading down, go ahead and get Olaf all the rest of the way down. Again. That's okay. That's one of the better ones. Okay, I remember where we are now. This one requires a little bit of, sacrifice. You have to be super careful not to get killed there, because you can very easily miss that spring, but it's totally worth it to get the extra bombs. While we are now behind on health, we are very ahead on bombs. Okay, so we're going to want to get everybody bouncing. Take Olaf up there first. And of course, timing. Because there's a gun right there. Now we want burly old Beliog. Shoot some arrows at these buttons. Okay, good, good. Okay. Lovely. What about him there? Let's just go ahead and hop on down. Could use one of the bombs here, actually, but, you know, we're not in a time crunch or anything, so go ahead and do that. I wonder if we are too far off of the elevator. Okay, no. Cannot be squished via elevator, so one way the game is nice to you. There's so very few ways that this game is nice to you. Let's send Eric in, knowing that we need to do that. And here's a fun thing. No, getting killed is not the fun thing. Don't need any guns pestering me while we shoot these switches with arrows. I'm not honestly sure why hitting switches with arrows activates them, but meh, who cares? Alright. Let's actually get them sent up there. I think we want to send Olaf up first. Grab the whole smart bomb. Could use it on this guy here, but I'm not going to. Get him instead. Ahem. What? I'll just be up here pretending that didn't actually happen. Find out who that hurt. Oh, well. That was unfortunate, but good to know. So what am I doing? Besides, loading state way too many times. Yeah, this is actually bad. This is really bad. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. One at a time this time. Don't know how that worked, but okay. I don't know, once I'm okay with. Not so much on twice. 0 hits, even better. And now we get to get Eric out of here, which... Yep. Getting Eric out does require a running start. You can also use the hoppy method, which is to jump on the seesaw and then jump immediately again, which will give you the height before it falls, which is pretty nifty. And once again, each different Viking has a different path to take. Got amazingly lucky there. Let's do this one next. Olaf down his floaty path. Oh, right. I haven't actually, done that yet. So there we go with that. Make sure we're not crushing Baliog. It's not a thing we want to do. Just out. There. And this one can be a bit fiddly, especially here on the Game Boy Advance, where you can't really see the bottom of the screen due to the stuff in the way, but not too hard to get it down in there. Yeah, thought I had him right over the hole, but I guess not. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is the second to last stage here in this area. So, we are going to have to do a lot of things in regards to getting all the various Vikings up this way. First I'll take care of that. There we go. That up there. Of course, we don't really need a second Viking to do that with, but still. Little secret area. And it even gives you your bomb back. Oh, yeah. to actually hit the jump button to get him to jump all the way up. And then getting back down is usually painful, but again, we have the extra health, so totally okay. And go ahead and head down that. And that's roughly a third of the stage. Is that too close to Olaf? Nope, we're good. This is not the stage I was thinking of, so there is at least one more stage here in this area. Smart bomb. And what do we have down here? So one of those. Okay. Why not? Rarely make use of those, so sure. So we should totally have that active. And again, still don't actually need Baleog, so you just continue to sit up there for the time being. Let us, go ahead and toss that over his way. That'll work out. Now we finally actually do need Baleog. So I like how those knives are only an instant death if they, like, perfectly spear you down the middle. Otherwise, they just, deal 1 hit point. Derp. Of course, it would happen. Oh jeez. I forgot to move the elevator back up for Baleog. Whoops! No real matter. Olaf being there. I guess landing on the seesaw cushions the fall, whereas landing on Olaf's shield does not. So it's gonna be a while until we are in sync with this thing. So close. Okay, we're good. This one's only 2. Sadly, a Lost Vikings cartoon never happened. Also, I guess there isn't another stage? Huh. I really do remember there being another factory stage. I'm going to have to check a walkthrough after this. Come on, buttons. Let's hit the right buttons. So we toss that down in there. But doesn't actually do anything yet because we don't have that thing turned on yet. In order to activate that particular machine, everybody on the elevator, we need the match. That is right, we need the match. Almost said we need the fire arrows, but that is not the case. We will need the fire arrows later in the level, but it will not be for the purpose of, lighting this down here. So now this is a thing. you can be burned to death by a fireplace. And it's even behind a grate and everything, so you wouldn't think it would be like that, but it totally is, so, you know. Now we will need the fire arrows to get past the fireplace, so we're gonna fight fire with fire in a little bit. Just need to remember. And also, I think that, yeah, Olaf's shield is not protective against, the buzzsaw creatures. I mean, they don't actually move close enough after they take that first hit, but yeah, that is very dangerous trying to deal with them. I think the fire arrows are down the vent shaft, so yes. Let's just go ahead. Take a hit, but it's okay. That is less okay, so let us instead do it like that. Now then. Yeah, not even bothered. Of course, that makes getting that stake utterly pointless, since all it did was regain us to the point we were at before we went after the stake. But, yeah. So now we have the way to destroy the fireplace, but we don't yet have that blue key, so first thing we want to do is get Olaf sitting there. Go ahead and bomb him away. Just like that. That's okay. And Eric will, you know, remain and just continue to be very close to death, and I'm not even bothered, because we are just about done with this stage, and the only way we could take more damage is if we found some way to fall, like if we sent the elevator down without him, or if we ran headfirst into the fireplace. Neither of which we're gonna do. And there we go. That is the end of the factory area. Now we enter Wacky Land, which is all sorts of fun. So, once again, breaking the video here, I shall return to this very shortly.